Hello there fellow modelers, Steve here. And now that we're all in lockdown, well, about half the world's probably in lockdown, but most of Great Britain's in lockdown, and I said it's just a shame. In Germany, France, most of Europe, and apart from Sweden, but they'll learn. But right, I've been off for a week, and I've just basically been lazing about, doing me bit of shopping a day. As far as exercise goes, I get enough exercise, but I like to go into use the bus, as infrequent as it is, because they've made the bus, it's on a Sunday timetable now, but there's still buses going down and coming back up, and some of them are virtually empty. So if this goes on till the end of April, end of May, I can see the bus companies basically running a bus every hour, because it's not feasible to it. I was on the bus today, I was going to do a bit of shopping, and the bus driver that changed his shift with the other driver said to them that he made about £5. Obviously there's a lot of people get on with bus passes, and it's the equivalent of like an Oyster card on the London Underground. You pay a certain amount a week and you just like what's them click like a password, what's the word, contactless, something like that. But in money he made about £5, and he was laughing when he got off the bus. So, and the shelves is all stocked up again after all them ridiculous people buying toilet rolls. Now they're just going out of flour because everybody's baking their own bread. But we've got everything we need, so we don't need to we've got plenty in the freezer to eat. And with me and my wife being off, and my daughter's off as well, so we could probably all cook, which I have been doing a bit of cooking, and I'm planning on making something next week. And I can get down to a lot of modelling. So what have I got? Right, group builds, and I haven't started any new kits yet. I'm basically trying to finish off kits that have been put on the back burner. I mean, there was a guy I was sent a message to on Facebook yesterday. He was doing the SAS Jeep, the Tamiya one, and he was thinking on doing the American Jeep. So I sent him a message back and said, I've got both of these kits about 50% completed, and I started them in 2018, so I might get onto them. But as far as group builds goes, I'm in the We Drop a Bomb group build, and the Hornet it's all masked up, ready for the top coat to go on, because the US Navy it's like a light grey and like a ghost grey on the top at that time. You see them in the pictures and they all look like an air superiority blue. Maybe that's the tone of it, but I've got that to do, and that'll be complete. And I've got all the lineup of all the missiles and armament here on it. What else? I've got Motty's models. I'm doing an F-15 Eagle in Israeli markings. That is due to be the whole lot painted in an air superiority blue, which hasn't moved on since the last video I made. I haven't started the Super Elondar kit for the warts and all beginning of the Cold War, end in the desert something. I haven't started that yet. I'm trying to get some of these finished off, but I've got plenty of time, and I've got some other things to do. I've got the markings to put on that Strato Cruiser, what I mentioned in the last video. I haven't done them yet. and I've got a tank to finish, which the tank is literally finished, but I'll show you that later on. So we'll get down to what I've got first, which is, I'll go with Martin Lamont's group build. We've dropped a bomb. Which one is that? This is it. And I haven't got my big tripod on, I'm just using my small one, handheld. And there it's there. FA-18F Hornets was the two-seater. As you can see, the bottom coat is all done and it's all maxed up. And I've got the top coat to go on with something I picked up at Telford a couple of years ago. It's the MiG US Navy colours. And what is it? It's light compass ghost grey, dark compass ghost grey, a light grey and a grey blue. And it has a list of all the ones to put on there. So I'll be using that. And there's a row of all the missiles to go on, because I'm actually doing another Hornet just for me own, because I can't resist Hornets. Now that one is for Martin's group build, and this one is just for me own. That's another FA-18F. And that's at the same stage with the top coat to go on. And that is the F-15 Eagle. I've masked the metal up at the between the engines, and that's got the air superiority blue to go on. What else? Oh, there's the Stratocruiser there. This is it's the Rebel King George V. What is it? Oh, I don't know what scale it is. I think it's 1/400th, I think. I'm doing that for, well, it was going to be for our club show, but obviously that's been cancelled now. But hopefully it'll be ready for Telford. Fingers crossed. Right, what now? This tank that I've got, this is the diorama that I'm putting it on. And there's going to be a wall there, and obviously the tank will go there. I've just got a bit touching up to do on the tank and the cable along the side to put on, and the markings. I've done a bit weathering, not much, but I've got some silver chipping to put on from where the blokes have stood on it, or the woman, or the women, if we have women in their tank equipped battalions, possibly. And what I've got for that is, gotta be careful with this, I bought some of this. Where is it? What's that? Which is MiG acrylic mud for dioramas, and this is turned earth, turned ground earth. Obviously, I think I'll put there'll be a bit of grass there, but this will be all turned over ground. I'll put a layer of plaster on first, plaster of Paris or filler, small layer, and put that over the top. I'll test a bit out first to see how it goes, and it should work out alright. And that's me diorama. I've been going on with that tank for about, I started it in 2018 I think, something like that, and that's all I've got going at the moment. Here's something that I was put back from last year sometime, and it's the Airfix Heinkel HE177. Now I've had the canopies in my box, in my bag, ready to, if I get a bit spare time at work, to do the glazing for the covering, but it is like the German, it's full of glazing and it's took ages, but I managed to finish it off last night. This is something I read about in, what was it, I can't, the article is in the box hidden away somewhere. Obviously with the RAF raid on the dams, the Germans tried to do it, or they were experimenting with it. Now their version was like ours, a highball, and theirs did tests, and this was the aircraft that was designed or picked out to drop the thing. They didn't have a backward spin, so it didn't work, but I'm going to do it. I've got a spare Lancaster kit with the bouncing bomb on, the drum, the upkeep, because there is one photo of a guy in a German forest next to one of the upkeep bombs that dropped off one of the Lancasters that was shot down. This is just a what if, but I read the article, I think it was in Flypast or something like that, and it just seemed interesting because they actually picked out a dam in Scotland for the target, and obviously I thought they were going to fly from Norway, but I'll have to read up on it as I'm getting towards putting the wings on, the glazing on, and getting the paint scheme done. All the inside was bare, obviously, because it's an old Airfix kit, and I put a load of ribbon on in the bomb bay and in the cockpit, but you can't see it, but it's one of them things. So that'll be something interesting. I started this last year as well, and that is really all I've got on. Ooh. It's very I hope that's the right position. There. So that's it. And I've got the super head-on door to start, and I'm going to try and finish these kits off before I start something new, because I've got plenty of time now. I don't know when I'll be going back to work, because obviously the coronavirus is beginning to peak now. They reckon it'll peak by Easter Sunday, which I think is next week. But as long as everybody goes by the 4 rules, it should be done with, hopefully by the end of May, and then we can all get back to normal again. But obviously with a lot of firms, the government is paying our wages, so that's okay, we can get by. But as we said, we can't go out anywhere, so we should save a bit of money, because there's nothing to spend on. I mean, you can't actually go out to the cinema or for a meal, or go to the coffee shop, or go to the pub or whatever, because they're all shut. So that's that. And the next video I'm going to do is, because I've had a bit of time to myself here, I've been tidying up here, because it was beginning to get a bit of a tip, especially the bench. It was just full of everything, and I managed to get a good tidy up, and it's basically clean now. So I'm going to do a tour of the man cave. I've been promising this for years now. People have did it. I mean, Nigel Wells did one, Stuart Avery did one, who else did one? I think Lenny from RTB Models, he did one. So I thought I'll get one done. I mean, my space is only small, but everything is to hand. So now that I've got that sorted out, I might do that possibly next week. So that's it for now. All I can say is stay safe, follow the rules, and hopefully everything will be back to normal, and we're going to all start these shows again and our club meetings. See you guys in the next video. Ta-ra now.